Have you ever wondered why some people seem completely alone, no close friends, no circle, no one to call? It's easy to assume something is wrong with them, but psychology tells a very different story. In fact, the reasons are often deeper, hidden, and surprisingly common. Let's start with a myth. People think if someone has no friends, they must be awkward, rude, or unlikable. But research in psychology shows that social isolation is rarely about personality flaws alone. Instead, it's often the result of learned patterns, past experiences, and cognitive biases. In simple terms, people don't just end up alone, they adapt into it. One of the strongest predictors of adult friendships is childhood attachment style. If someone grew up in an environment where emotional needs were ignored, trust was broken, or affection was inconsistent, they may develop what psychologists call an avoidant attachment style. This means they want connection, but at the same time, they feel unsafe depending on others. So instead of forming friendships, they subconsciously avoid them. Another major factor is social anxiety. People with social anxiety don't just feel shy, they experience intense internal dialogue like, what if I say something stupid? They're judging me. I don't belong here. This leads to something called avoidance behavior. And here's the catch. Avoidance reduces anxiety temporarily, but strengthens loneliness long term. It becomes a cycle. Fear, avoid, temporary relief, deeper isolation. Now let's talk about self-esteem. People who believe they are not good enough often don't initiate conversations, assume rejection before it happens, withdraw emotionally. Psychology calls this a self-fulfilling prophecy. They expect rejection, so they act distant, and others respond with distance, not because they're unlikable, but because their behavior signals disinterest. In today's world, isolation is becoming more common, even among otherwise healthy individuals. Digital communication replacing real interaction, increased individualism, busy, high-pressure lifestyles, people are more connected than ever. Yet emotionally, this creates what psychologists call perceived social isolation, being surrounded by people but still feeling alone. Here's something important. Not everyone without friends is unhappy. Some individuals are naturally more introverted or solitary. They prefer deep thinking, independence, minimal social interaction. In psychology, this isn't a disorder, it's simply a personality trait. The key difference is, are they alone by choice or by fear? Yes, but not instantly. Building friendships requires rewiring thought patterns, gradual exposure to social situations, developing emotional resilience. Therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, help people challenge negative beliefs like, I'm not interesting, or people don't like me. Over time, small actions like one conversation can break years of isolation. So next time you see someone with no friends, don't judge too quickly. There's often a deeper psychological story behind that silence. And sometimes, the loneliest people aren't the ones who are alone, but the ones who feel they don't belong anywhere. If this video made you think differently, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because understanding people is the first step to truly connecting with them.